Hi, I'm Margaret, I'm 51 and I have lipedema. Growing up I always had bigger legs than my friends, but I sort of accepted it. I get called a few names like tree trunk legs or elephant legs, but even though I was embarrassed by my legs, I didn't seek medical advice because my mum had big legs, my auntie did and my grandma, so I just accepted that's how we were, that's the way we, like I said, the way we were, so I just never took it any further. With each of my pregnancies, my legs grew a little more each time. Into my 30s I noticed my arms were getting bigger, but it was only in my 40s that I became embarrassed by my arms in the same way I was about my legs and tried to cover them as much as I could with clothing. About 4 years ago I saw a lady on TV who had legs very similar to mine, and for the first time I heard the word lipedema mentioned. I did a bit of research on the internet and took some prints out to my GP. She confirmed that in her opinion that she thought I did have this disease, but unfortunately there was nothing in our area that could help me. But at this time I wasn't really that bothered. I was just happy to know that I'd got a disease, that it wasn't my fault, that I couldn't do anything about it. I learnt that lipedema fat doesn't respond to diet and exercise, which actually explained a lot. I've dieted most of my life and at times of exercise to excess, but even though I've been as small as a size 8 on top, I still needed a 12-14 on the bottom. It seems silly now, but I never realised how much pain my legs caused me. I thought everyone was the same. You know, I didn't think that I was different in any way regarding the pain. But my legs always had like a tired, heavy feeling, and they really hurt with the slightest bit of pressure. Like if somebody leant on my leg as they stretched over me for some reason, it really, really hurt. And bruises, I had bruises all the time. Very often I couldn't even explain where these bruises come from. Like, and the slightest knock could result in a bruise for me. As I became perimenopausal, the cuff on my ankles really sort of became even more obvious, and even the tops of my arms, they hung off my elbows, and I was very, very conscious. It was about this time last year, feeling particularly low, that I did in fact turn to the internet yet again, and this is when I came across Mr. Karri. I was really nervous going to see him for that first consultation, but he made me feel totally at home, totally at ease with myself, and he confirmed that I did indeed have lipedema, and we drew up an action plan. I've had 3 operations in the last 11 months, and my 4th one is planned for next month. The heavy feeling has gone from my legs completely, and I'm no longer covered in bruises. After years of hiding my legs away, I'm now showing people photographs of how I was before. I never thought I'd actually say it, but I actually quite like my legs now. The bit I hated the most about my legs, just above my ankle, has now reduced by 5.5 inches. That's just in one spot, so you can imagine how different I feel about myself. I feel much more positive, and I'm just so much happier. I can live with this. Thank you for listening.